Wait, you're a Bears fan and you're not subscribed to my channel? Before this video starts, make sure to 1. Hit the subscribe button below to catch all Bears content right here on this podcast. 2. Hit the bell notification because you, my friend, are a diehard Bears fan. And 3. Like this video and tell all the Bears fans you know about the channel. Alright, that's better. Now that you're actually subscribed to the channel, make sure to bear down and enjoy this video.
You're listening to Keek on the Mic.
Keek on the Mic.
A podcast all about the Chicago Bears. This podcast starts right now.
Keek on the Mic.
Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Before I get this episode started, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on my Instagram page at Keek on the Mic, and make sure you share this episode of Keek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. So I am super pumped for this episode of Keek on the Mic today because today I am doing Mock Draft 3.0. I have done 2 mock drafts, but it is officially draft month, so this will probably be my final mock draft before the actual NFL draft later this month. But I'm going to do this mock draft a little bit differently than I did the first 2. This one, I'm going to go on PFN Mock Draft Simulator, and I'm actually going to pick these picks live right for you guys. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to go through everything. It's going to include trades, all the picks, and I'm going to take you guys along for the ride. So right now I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and I've never done anything like this before, so this should be pretty interesting. So this PFN Mock Draft Simulator lets you, of course, choose your team. So, of course, we're going to choose the Bears, and we are going to do a 7-round mock draft right here live on Keek on the Mic. It lets you choose the slow, normal, or fast. We're just going to do the fast speed for now. So, here we go. Let's get this draft started. So, here we go. We're going to go through all the picks. Obviously, you see all the quarterbacks are going off the board. And here we go. We're on the board. Pick number 20. So, as you could tell, we have a couple of trade offers. So, we have pick number 20. The Dolphins are offering us their pick, number 26, and a 22 second. I don't know if I like that deal. Now, we have the Bucks at 32. 64, and next year 6th. Okay, that's a decent offer. And then look at what the Patriots are offering us. They want us to trade out of the first round, which I'm not willing to do. So the only one that I may consider is maybe this Tampa Bay Buccaneers deal. I've been saying this for the longest time. If none of the quarterbacks that I want are there, I'm actually willing to trade down, not out of the first round, but just trading down, and still getting a player that I want. So I'm going to accept this trade from the Buccaneers. So we're going to go all the way down to the 32nd overall pick, the last pick of the first round. And it looks like we're going to gain a 2nd round pick and a 6th round pick. So I'm going to accept the trade. Obviously, we're going. Okay, see, now we have a couple of trade offers. No, don't really like that one. No, I'm not trading out of the first round. And no, all these trades want us, obviously we would have to trade out of the first round. We wouldn't have a first round pick. So I'm going to reject all 3 of these. So on the board now, these are the best available. We have Caleb Farley, cornerback, Virginia Tech, Jason Owe, edge, Penn State. Obviously we have that really good pass rusher, Gregory Rousseau, edge out of Miami. Alex Leatherwood, offensive tackle. So there's a lot of good options here. So I think with the first round pick, 32nd overall, I'm going to draft Caleb Farley. So as you can tell, you can go in and it gives you analysis of these players. On Caleb Farley, Farley was a terrific cornerback at Virginia Tech since his freshman season, and I've had him highly graded since that time. While I like Farley, I never saw him be a consistent shutdown corner during his time at Virginia Tech, and believe he made a mistake opting out of the 2020 season. He's incredibly athletic, possesses good ball skills, and comes with a large upside. Farley comes with good scheme versatility to be used back off the line of scrimmage in a zone scheme or a man coverage. While he will ultimately be a good NFL corner, I believe there will be bumps in the road before he gets there. So this is a risk picking Caleb Farley. But I think since we traded down, and we added some picks in the 2nd round now, I think this would be a solid pick with 32nd overall in the first round. So I'm going to go ahead and draft Caleb Farley. So now we're in round 2. Obviously, you can see the pick simulating. And here we go. We have two trade offers. The first one's from the Los Angeles Chargers. They're trying to offer us pick 77, 97, and next year 3rd for our second round pick and pick 164. Not really feeling that one. Now we have Arizona's offering us pick 160, a next year 2nd, next year's 3rd, and a next year 6th. I'm not really willing to. That is a very intriguing trade, but I really think the Chicago Bears need all their picks this year. So I'm going to reject both of those. And now we're looking at the draft board right here, and obviously Javonte Williams, running back, North Carolina. We don't really need a running back, especially this early. So now we can really be specific of what we want. So obviously there's quarterback. Let's look at the quarterbacks. Kellen Mond's still there. So that's pretty good news for all the Kellen Mond lovers. Receivers, Elijah Moore would be a good pick. Rondell Moore would be a very good pick here. Let's go to offensive tackle. So we still have Liam Eckenberg, Jalen Mayfield, Spencer Brown. So those are obviously all. I'm really interested in all of those. But let's go back to receiver now. So we have Elijah Moore, Rondell Moore. So I'm definitely going to either take a receiver or offensive tackle here. So which one would have a better upside? I think for right now, I think the Bears definitely need some offensive line help. So I'm going to go ahead and take Liam Eckenberg, offensive tackle out of Notre Dame. He's been in all of my mock drafts so far. Really love this guy out of Notre Dame. So as we read the analysis on him, Eckenberg is an imposing offensive lineman who gets the most from his ability and plays intelligent, intense football. He was productive and durable for Notre Dame and comes with growth potential. Eckenberg has the tools necessary to develop into a terrific right tackle in the NFL. So we're going to go ahead and take Liam Eckenberg at number 52 in the second round. There we go. Love that pick. So now, obviously, by trading down, we would have 2 second-round picks. Obviously, we have some trades here. First, from the Cincinnati Bengals. They want to give us pick 69 and pick 149 for our 64th pick. Don't really like that offer. Now we have Arizona, pick 160, next year 2nd, and then next year 6th. Obviously, I'm going to reject both of those because I really like having 2 second-round picks in this year's draft. So obviously, when we look at the draft board, we still have Jalen Mayfield, offensive tackle of Michigan. There was a lot of people thinking that Jalen Mayfield may move up into the first round. So that's an intriguing option. Now let's look at receivers. So we still have Elijah Moore. We have Rondell Moore and Amon-Ra St. Brown. And Amari Rodgers on the board still. So I definitely can consider getting more offensive line help. And maybe we can even consider getting a center. So we have Quinn Meinerz. He was also in one of my mock drafts early on. So there's a lot of intriguing options here for the Chicago Bears. So with my second round pick, number 64 overall, I think I'm going to take Elijah Moore, wide receiver, Mississippi. A lot of people may question this pick, but he is a speedy, nice little receiver. He could be a big special teamer. And with the rumors going around thinking that we're going to actually trade Anthony Miller, I think we're going to need a replacement, a guy that can come in and probably be productive for us right away. So let's read the analysis on Elijah Moore now. Moore is coming off a terrific campaign and was unstoppable at times last season. He has size and height limitations that will be a red flag for some teams, but his speed, quickness, and ability to produce as a receiver and a return specialist as well as running reverses is very attractive. So obviously adding him to Allen Robinson, Darnell Mooney, maybe giving Riley Ridley a chance. I think that would be impressive. So I'm going to take Elijah Moore in the 6'4 overall. So here we go. It's simulating. Here we go. Now we are in the third round. The Chiefs want to give us pick 94 and pick 144 for our 83rd pick in the third round. So I'm not sure about that one. Now we have the Giants offering pick 87 and a 5th round pick next year for pick 83 and pick 228. And that one, we can drop down a little bit, gain a 5th round pick next year. Not really intrigued. So let's go back to the Chiefs one. So they want us to drop down pick 94 and pick 144. And you know what? There's still a lot of good players on the board right here, but we can actually possibly gain some picks. So I'm going to actually accept that trade. So here we go. So now we are on pick 94, and now we have some more trade offers. See, this is the cool thing about this mock simulator. So it gives you like a real life feel. And this is actually kind of stressing me out a little bit because all these trade offers coming your way and you don't really know what to do. But this is actually pretty cool. You guys should definitely check this out. So the Eagles want to offer us pick 123 and a next year's fourth for our 94th pick. And the Texans want to offer us pick 147 and next year's third for pick 94 and 208. I'm going to reject both of those. I already traded down, so I'm going to keep this pick. And let's look at the options. So we had offensive tackle, we added a receiver, and we added our cornerback. So let's look at the quarterbacks now. So obviously, like I said, I waited a little bit too long. I was actually a Kellen Mond fan. I was going to possibly take Kellen Mond, but right here, obviously, we have need at quarterback. A lot of people may question this, me not trading up to go get our quarterback of the future, but I think the quarterback draft this year is pretty deep. So I am going to take Davis Mills, QB from Stanford. And let's read the analysis on Davis Mills. It says Mills possesses prototypical physical skills for the next level, offering outstanding size as well as arm strength. He possesses the ability to throw all the passes and flash dominance at Stanford, but he needs more playing time and a good quarterback's coach before he's NFL ready. And here's the thing I like about this. Let Andy Dalton play. I don't care if the man goes 0-16. You know what that means? That means we're going to have a really high draft pick next year. Let Davis Mills sit behind Andy Dalton, Nick Foles, and learn. And hopefully Davis Mills turns out to be Chicago Bears quarterback of the future. So I'm going to select Davis Mills out of Stanford with the 94th overall pick in the third round. So now we're going to round 4. Don't think we have any round 4 picks. Actually, we do. We traded down, so we actually gained a 4th round pick. That's pretty cool because obviously we lost our 4th round pick because of Nick Foles. So here we go. We got our quarterback. Let's go through these things. Obviously, I don't want another receiver. Maybe we can get some more offensive line help. Maybe we can get offensive guard. We're pretty good on offensive guard, so that's good. A center. So let's take a look. So obviously, this is the board for the best available as the simulator goes. And I just want to let you guys know, this is not actually how the draft's going to go. This is just me going off the whim and seeing who's available and trying to pick the best available players that fit the Chicago Bears' needs. So obviously, I came into this draft. Obviously, we needed a quarterback, maybe some wide receiver help. Definitely needed some offensive line help. Definitely a cornerback. And another position of need would be a safety. So let's look in the safety room now. So obviously we have Devine Diablo. So let's look at him. Okay, that's a decent pick right there. End of the 4th round. So yeah, I think I'm going to take a swing on a safety right here from Virginia Tech. So let's look at the analysis. Diablo's size and speed are off the charts for a defensive back, and he flashed skills the past 2 years. He's more of a downhill between the numbers type of defensive back who projects as a conventional, strong safety, and he may even get looks at linebacker. I love this pick right here because obviously we need Eddie Jackson to roam. We need a strong safety, and maybe this can solve the problem at strong safety for the Chicago Bears. So I'm going to go ahead and select Devine Diablo from Virginia Tech. So there we go. So obviously we now are in the 5th round, and I think we're doing good so far. Comment down below and let me know how you feel about my draft so far. So we're at pick 164. And here we go. I do know that we may need a defensive tackle. We could add an edge rusher here. I've been a big fan of Jalen Twyman for a long time, defensive tackle from Pittsburgh. So I think I'm going to select him, 154 overall. Let's read the analysis on him. It says Twyman made an immediate impact for the Pittsburgh defense the day he stepped on the field. He's explosive and athletic, but small. He must line up in a one-gap system where he's protected by teammates. Well, let me tell you, he's definitely going to be protected by teammates with having Khalil Mack, Robert Quinn, Eddie Goldman, Akeem Hicks, all those guys, all those dogs on the Bears defense. So I kind of like this pick for the Chicago Bears. Yeah, so I'm going to select defensive tackle Jalen Twyman out of Pittsburgh right here. So as we go, I love how fast it goes. It's not a long process to do this live draft. So here we go. We're going into the 6th round. The Chicago Bears are loaded up on 6th round picks, and this is where Ryan Pace. This is why I believe he gets his money. I don't trust him with those 1st, 2nd, and 3rd round picks. But when we get to the 4th through the 7th, Ryan Pace's money. He's found some gems over the years. So when I get to the 6th round, I'm going to try to pick the best player available. So right here, we see the draft board. We have corner, linebacker, edge, running backs, a couple of quarterbacks. Not really interested in drafting another quarterback. Maybe later on. But honestly, I'm kind of liking Riley Cole, linebacker out of South Alabama. So let's read the analysis on him. It says, Cole has shown consistent development in his game the past 2 years and plays with instinct and intensity. He lacks great athleticism, but could back up at the next level and lend a helping hand on coverage units. So obviously, this is not a guy, as I say in the analysis, that's probably not going to start, but could add a good deal of backup role in the future. So I kind of like it right here. Riley Cole, linebacker, South Alabama, for our first 6th round pick. So we're going to select Riley Cole. Here we go. So now we're at 208 in the 6th round. And honestly, I think I'm going to try to get another offensive lineman. I think loading up offensive lineman in the draft would be a very smart thing to do. Obviously, if it plays in the Chicago Bears' favor, I would love them to draft offensive linemen early and often, depending how it falls to them. So let's go to the offensive tackle. Let's take a look at Dan Moore, offensive tackle, Texas A&M. So right now it says Moore is an efficient blocker who gets the most from his ability, yet lacks great upside. He has enough skill and size to back up on the strong side at tackle or guard. All right, so he has versatility, can play tackle or guard. They say he doesn't have a lot of upside, but you know what? We're going to give Dan Moore a chance. And when you get to these later rounds, I truly feel that it's just like an instinct thing. Like, you don't know how these guys are going to pan out. You take a lot of risk drafting these guys. So I'm going to take another offensive tackle, Dan Moore, out of Texas A&M right here. Now, as we're going through, here is our 3rd, 6th round pick at 221. And we're going to go. And honestly, it wouldn't be a bad idea to maybe possibly taking another quarterback here, just to come in and compete. And you guys know how I feel about Ian Book. He's been in my past mock drafts. I watch a lot of Notre Dame football, so got a chance to see Ian Book play a lot. And honestly, I feel like if Ian Book is still there at 221, like later in the 6th round, I think I'm going to select Ian Book, even though we already have David Mills drafted early on in the 3rd round. I'm kind of okay with drafting another quarterback, so I'm going to select Ian Book out of Notre Dame right here. Not even going to read the analysis, because honestly, it doesn't really matter. I like him. You guys can criticize me down below. This is my mock draft. I'm doing my thing right here. So here we go. We are in the end of the 6th round, and let's look at the trade offer from the Washington football team. So they're offering pick 244 and 259 for our 6th round pick. So they're trying to trade up. So we would get 2 7ths now. And you know what? Let's just accept the offer. We can get one more player to maybe come in and be a backup role. Maybe they would surprise you in the 7th round. Maybe we get a good caliber player in the 7th. So we're going to accept this. So now we have 2 picks in the 7th round. So now it's our first one right here. And obviously this is just kind of trying to take the best player available. And you know what? I don't think you can ever have enough edge rushers, but there is one guy that I really like on this board, and I'm really, really happy that he is still on the board, and it's Khyiris Tonga. He's been in my mock drafts before. Really solid defensive tackle. Let's read the analysis on him. It says, Tonga possesses the size and athleticism to be a dominant force on the field and has flashed as much in the past. He comes with a large upside, but must really pull the pieces of his game together and consistently play at the level he's capable. I think the good thing about adding to the defense, especially late, is that this could be a player, if he's available this late, could be the best player available, and adding him to a defense, like I said, with dogs on the defense, would probably be a smart idea for the Chicago Bears. So I'm going to go ahead and draft Khyiris Tonga with our first 7th round pick. I like that pick. And now, for the last 7th round pick, pick 259. Man, like I said, this is just taking the best player available. And honestly, I think I'm going to take another linebacker. I think I'm going to take Buddy Johnson, linebacker, Texas A&M. Let's read the analysis on him. Johnson is a run and chase linebacker with size limitations and a bit of a one-dimensional game. He's a good fit on the inside of a 3-4 alignment, and Johnson comes with a special teams mentality. So obviously I would love to add some more special teamers on a cheap deal. Let him come into camp, compete, see what he can do. Like I said, this is the 7th round. You have to take the best player available. So we're going to take Buddy Johnson, linebacker, Texas A&M. So there you go. There you have it. So here is my full 7-round 3.0 mock draft from the PFN Mock Draft Simulator. And let me know how you feel about my mock draft. So let's go through them real quick. So obviously with our first pick, we took Caleb Farley, cornerback, Virginia Tech. I think if he falls, obviously I think he had some back procedures done, so I think that's why he's dropping. I think that would be a very good first-round pick. And the funny thing about this is that Kyle Fuller came for Virginia Tech. So how funny would it be if we replace Kyle Fuller with a guy from his alma mater, and now you have Caleb Farley and Jalen Johnson for years to come if it works out. Obviously, I like Liam Eckenberg, Elijah Moore, Davis Mills, and I think we got a lot of good pieces. Obviously, we got some trades. We had a boatload of picks because we traded down, and that's what I think the Bears' plan should be. Trade down, get some more picks, and capitalize on those picks that you get. So I think that should be the Bears' plan of attack for this year's draft. So once again, let me know down below in the comment section how you feel about my 7-round mock draft 3.0. But before I let you go, make sure you hit that subscribe button below and let everyone know about the podcast, because I am super, super close to 1,000 subscribers, the first milestone for the podcast. I appreciate all you guys. You guys don't know how excited I am to continue to share Bears content right here on Kick on the Mic. But other than that, I'll be back for an all-new Bears episode right here on Kick on the Mic. Thanks, guys.
This is a podcast all about Bears. You either cheering for this team or just pulling your hair. I like to take a minute, just sit right back and tell you how I became the #1 Bears fan. That boy's Benny Hunter. Cake on the mic, cake on the mic, cake on the mic, cake on the mic. People, this the intro. Sacramento, California, born and raised. And Antelope is where I spend most of my days. You talk bad about my team, you must be a clown. This is Keek on the mic, so you know you better bear down. Bear down.